He's not here.
Have you seen him today, Mrs. Larch?
I haven't seen him all week. Why don't you leave him alone? He's trying to do a new start.
Teresa says he's abducted her son.
His son?
Teresa has custody, Mrs. Larch. Terry's taken Stephen against her will. Not much of a new start, is it?
That kid wrote to him every week while he was in prison. He didn't deserve a son like that. He can see that now. He's trying to do better by him.
Funny way of showing it.
What do you know? You got kids? They wouldn't even let him see the boy, his own father. He'd been through enough while he was inside with that slag O'Brien taking Teresa away from him, so shut your mouth till you know what you're talking about.
Told you, didn't it?
All he wanted was to take the boy fishing once a week.
Nice seeing you again, Mrs. Larch.
And I can't say the same.
Everyone loves a copper.
Mrs. Mitchell,
Yes.
you did call us.
No, I did.
Kettle on.
Sorry, things are a bit fraught.
Well, perhaps we could talk more privately.
Yes, please, come in.
5 days?
Yes, but she's always come back before.
Before? Always.
Well, you've never reported it.
No.
Well, she's only 14.
We didn't like to bother you.
Because, as I said, she always comes back.
Well, does she tell you where she's been? Are there any friends I could get in contact with?
There are a couple of girls who come to the house sometimes, but...
We don't know who they are.
Look, this could be serious. I mean, if you've got any ideas, you've got to let us know.
Would you like a cup of tea? We're having one.
No, thank you.
I told you, we should have done something the last time.
340 from Sierra Oscar.
Veronique's a good girl.
We've got
Really?
a missing young girl.
I'm sure she wouldn't do anything to hurt us intentionally.
IC1. As soon as I've got some more information, I'll get back to you.
Yes?
Mr. Mitchell said I could check her bedroom.
There's nothing there.
I'm afraid it's necessary.
You can be present if you want.
No! I couldn't.
Right then.
It's always her bedroom the rows are about.
Yeah, well, I think all kids are the same.
But if I spoke to my mother the way she spoke to me, all I did was tidy it up.
We all have territory, Mrs. Mitchell.
But she wasn't brought up to be a pig.
The man you were with at the restaurant.
Alan, yeah.
Know him well, do you?
Not very. I see him about once a week. Not every week. It depends on what he's doing. Business, you know how it is. Oh, I wasn't with him all the time, if that's what you're thinking.
Well, where were you then?
All over. West End mostly. Parties, you know. I can look after myself, you know.
No, Veronique.
I'm not on my own. I'm not in any danger. I'm fine.
You don't understand. You don't know these people.
Yes, I do.
Will you listen to what he's telling you? He's your father.
You can't trust them.
Yes, I
No,
can.
no, you can't.
Yeah, all right, all right.
I don't know what to say to her.
You're too young to understand. You need us.
No. You need me.
What are we going to do?
It'll be up to the child protection people. They'll make a decision about whether or not she should be taken into care.
I'm not going into a home.
The courts and the social workers will decide that.
But I don't want to go into care.
Mum, well, you'd better do some pretty serious thinking then, hadn't you? Because that's where you're going to end up if you can't be controlled. Do you understand? Don't think you've got it all sussed, my girl, because you haven't. I've seen dozens of little girls like you, and I've seen where they end up. Believe me, it's not very nice. You heard of AIDS? Do you know what can happen to prostitutes? Don't look like that. That's what you are. You're a little prostitute. And they end up in the gutter with heroin habits and beaten up faces. They won't be taking you to West End parties. They'll be taking you to the casualty department of the hospital, if you're lucky.
Dad?
Excuse me, that's my boyfriend's. Look, I was just looking after it for him while we're in the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Laurie Coleman, so...
Back in a minute.
Any more pockets?
No, I haven't. Would you mind not doing that?
So Laurie Coleman is your boyfriend, is that right?
That's right. My boyfriend. Somebody else's husband.
And how many times has this happened?
Once a week. Our special treat, he calls it. I meet him in his office. He gets his leg over. I get a free dinner. Not very romantic, is it?
Not the way you tell it.
Only I thought tonight would be different. It's our first anniversary, you see. A year to the day since we first... You know.
At dinner? Now tell me, Jill, does Laurie go into these restaurants with the intention of not paying?
What happens if I tell you that he does?
Well, we'd have to talk to him about the possibilities of criminal deception.
No, I can't get him into trouble.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that all his complaints in restaurants have been legitimate. They've all been civil matters. His wife would kill him if she knew. I'm sorry. Never know what's going on next door, do you? I mean, I'm not nosy or anything like that, but the goings on. Makes you wonder what the world's coming to.
Did you ever hear any other noises coming from next door? You know, like people coming and going, doors slamming, parties, that sort of thing.
No, I always thought nobody lived there since old Mr. Lee died. I did wonder why they never sold it or let it, but who's going to buy it with women locked up in the cellar? I wouldn't for a start.
Yeah, I'll make you right there, Mrs. Fowler. Neither would I.
But it's funny you should mention noise, because only this afternoon I thought I heard some more noise coming from the cellar. Then I saw old Mr. Lee's son was there, so I didn't bother. I thought of getting that nice RSPCA chap again. I think he liked you.
I don't know about that, Mrs. Fowler. Anyway, if you give me a ring, I'll arrange for you to come down to Sun Hill and make a statement.
By the way, what happened to that poor girl?
She's disappeared.